What's up, y'all? Back again with another video. I'm sitting back here on my deck. It's a little hot out here, but I'm trying to like soak up some of the evening hours, enjoy like a little bit of a sunset going on back there. Nothing crazy, no Maui or Hawaii sunsets, but I'm still back here kicking my feet up, enjoying it. I wanted to hop in and do a quick video today, guys. Another just kind of like sit and chat style video, and talk about some things that I feel like a lot of us are feeling in our little vlogging bubble and in our little vlogging community. And honestly, like, even for people who are not necessarily like involved or a part of that, I feel like you're probably feeling this in some way, shape, form, or fashion as well. Because I know I was before I finally got in contact with a bunch of the dudes that I'm in contact with right now. But yeah, so a couple days ago, I think, Luis posted a video talking about like just this explosion of vloggers that are like literally like creating like a tidal wave of like new creators just coming in. And I remember watching that and being like, well, yeah, man, it's well deserved. Of course they're going to be talking to you and, you know, tagging you guys in your videos and all that stuff. Like, you guys really kicked this off, you guys being like you and Chris and stuff. And then literally like less than 2-3 days later, the same thing was happening to me. And I was feeling the same thing with Luis, man. And first off, I just want to say, like, I am just so excited and so honored to be a part of that and be getting tagged in you guys' videos and like, you know, getting the nice comments and everything that you guys are putting on my video. Like, I've never really had like an internet community like that. I've had friends and family, like personal friends and family and stuff like that, but I've never experienced that level of support and community on the internet. And it is so heartwarming and like just, wow, it just lights me up inside, man. Like, I don't really have words to describe it, but like, I hope you guys know how grateful I am to be able to connect with you guys. Like, that is just such a blessing. But yeah, like with that explosion of vloggers and stuff like that, I'm watching you guys' videos. I'm listening and reading you guys' comments and stuff like that. And I noticed a common thread. I noticed that a lot of us feel the same way. And I kind of wanted to pinpoint what I believe that feeling truly is, that was kind of like brought about by Chris and Luis kicking this all off. The main reason I want to pinpoint it is because I want people to have clarity around the actual like the ideology itself. And the only reason that I want to put clarity to it is so that you don't end up in the same space that a lot of us, I feel like, were in before. So I think that what everyone is experiencing, what the whole kind of collective is like going through right now, is freedom of creative expression. If I had to sum it up and put it in like one thesis statement kind of word, like one direct communication, I feel like it is freedom of creative expression. And at least for myself, I feel like that's what it is. If you feel like it's something different, or if you feel like that's not exactly on par with what you're feeling, please comment below, because I'm very curious to know what everyone is feeling. You know, like that's something that's been on my brain and that's been making me think. But I think for a lot of us, it is freedom of creative expression. And so what I mean by that is, I remember like my personal vlogging timeline we'll start with like where I was like a couple months ago, and then we'll do like a little time skip forward and then backwards again, and just stay with me. So for a while, I wasn't vlogging at all. I wasn't doing much of anything. I was wanting to vlog and kind of experimenting with it back and forth, but really I just wasn't really posting that many videos because I just didn't feel that like confident, you know? Confident in a sense of like, you know, like I felt like I had to have like a specific like niche or like a specific topic that I wanted to always talk about, or like, you know, you had to build a channel a certain way, or like the YouTube videos had to flow or look a certain fashion, or, you know, something like that. And that mentality really held me back. You know, I wasn't always that way. If you guys look back to the start of my channel, you don't have to watch any of the videos, but you can look back and you can see I did a lot of the same style vlogging that myself and all the rest of us do right now, and that was like several years ago. The first vlogger who inspired me to do that was actually His name is Harald Baldr, and he is literally like at the peak of this style of vlogging. Like, the man has millions of subscribers, and he travels the world and literally just turns on his camera and just records for like an hour. And I don't know what the whole sauce of it is. Like, he's kind of like a little bit of a travel tour guide, a little bit of an adventurer type kind of, you know, vibe to his channel. So like those things are in there, but for the most part, like, it is literally like just long videos of his travels, and people love them, myself included. And so I remember watching that and just being like hooked, like right off the bat. I was like, yup, I want to do this. This looks so much fun. So I started doing that. And then eventually, after a certain amount of videos or time or whatever, I remember like getting some comments from people, both online and in person, of like, oh, yo, like, you should put an intro, or like, dude, like, why is there so much dead space in the video? Like, you should cut that part out. Like, oh man, I loved watching this part, but like, it just got boring, you know? And so like, eventually I reached a point where like I had so many things in my head that I didn't feel like I could just make a video like how I was before. And so I didn't. Then finally we reached present day, and I remember, I think it was Chris. Chris was the one who reached out to me first. He just commented on one of my videos, and said something nice. Was like, oh yeah, this is dope, bro. Like, love the way this looks, something, yada, yada. And then we kind of pinged back and forth on each other's videos for a minute. And then I popped into the community. And I remember watching Chris's stuff and literally feeling that like spark kind of like reignite in me, you know? And so that's what I mean by like the freedom of creative expression. For a while, I was so locked in my brain, in my insecurities, in my own thoughts and stuff like that, of like what a YouTube video could and couldn't be, that it completely stopped me from even picking up the camera in the first place. And I feel like that, when I look at a lot of these new vloggers who are coming into the space, and I listen to a lot of the things that they're saying, it sounds almost exactly like the same tune. I feel like I speak for a lot of us when I say there are so many people out there that want to create in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether that's picking up the camera and just chatting with it like I am right now, whether that is recording your day out, you know, with friends and family and stuff like that, whether that's literally just turning on the camera in the car as you drive to the grocery store, whatever. I feel like a lot of us want to create, and a lot of us want to connect with people and put our stuff out there. But I feel like a lot of us also get in our heads and turn our camera off before we even get a chance to actually record anything. So, kind of bringing things full circle, Chris and Luis are the first vloggers in a long time that I was able to find and see, like, fully, confidently, 100% just doing this, like doing their thing with the exact camera that I wanted to vlog with, or at least like the same, you know, realm of cameras, an action camera. At the time I had a GoPro before I moved to the Action 5. But yeah, like doing this, you know, and not only were they doing it and just not caring and doing their thing, but it's like they were doing it and connecting with people. They were doing it and building community. They were doing it and literally breaking the stereotype that I had built up in my head from all those excess like comments and, you know, little whatevers that people put in my mentality around my YouTube videos and stuff like that. And to Chris and Luis in particular, you guys just have no idea how inspiring that is. It's so funny because maybe like a week or two before I met Chris online, I made a reel. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. It wasn't anything fancy, nothing crazy by far, but I made a reel, and basically it was me like sitting in my kitchen, and I myself had experienced it for someone else, but I was basically talking about how, I don't know if I can find it real quick. Hold on, give me like 3 seconds, guys. Here we go. Yeah. Anyways, so it was a reel. I literally found the reel and then I turned it off to not show you guys. My fault. So this is the reel. I don't know if y'all can read that well because the Action 5 doesn't do macro, but it basically just says like your content is more powerful than you think. This is pre-meeting Chris and pre-meeting Luis, right? And I had experienced like what just leading by example or just putting yourself out there or just leaving a nice comment could do for someone else, because I did that on someone else's video, and I forget what they said back to me, but it was basically like a big thank you of like, yo, like you literally made my day. Like I was having a terrible like time at work, blah, 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 but like seeing this comment literally turned everything around. Thank you so much for taking the time to engage. And just reading that, I was like, wow, that is so awesome to be able to do that for someone. So I felt inspired and I made my little reel about it. That's what Chris and Luis have done for what I feel like is about 90 to 95% of the people in this community. They have stepped up. Honestly, maybe not even stepped up. Like I feel like they were literally just doing their thing. They were doing them, you know? And in doing so, they showed so many people that like it's literally your show. You can do whatever the heck you want with it. You can sit on your deck and drink your coffee and talk to your YouTube channel if you want to. You can bring your YouTube channel to the grocery store. You can, you know, go out and shoot photos if you want to with it. You can go to the gym. You can ride a one wheel. You can, you know, go take your dog to get stoned at the vet. Like, you know, whatever it is. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. And it doesn't, there's no like right or wrong way to create. You just have to create. I'm telling you guys, like, you have no idea how inspiring that is and how much that has freed so many people in just being able to start their creative journey. I really think that that's a huge reason why we're seeing so many people explode out of like what seems like nowhere, you know? Because all it takes is just one little like helping hand, one little door to be opened, and you can blossom from that. So that's the vlog today, guys. That is something that I wanted to kind of bring to the forefront, and I think this is what a lot of us are experiencing. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm trying to take away from Luis and Chris. In fact, I'm trying to give them a pat on the back for it. Because again, like, the reason I wanted to clarify that is knowing that it's your freedom of creative expression gives you total control and understanding of it, you know? So what I'm trying to get at by that is, like, if you are someone who's inspired to start with the Action 5, but you also like to shoot pictures with, you know, another camera or something like that, then go do that. Like, that is, I feel like, the whole point of what we've been doing, and the whole drive behind the message. Go do that, you know? If you are someone who loves to use the Action 5, but you only like to do faceless vlogs, like maybe you like to just point the camera this way, if I can get this thing off, and you only like to talk about, like, you know, what's in front of you or something like that, then go do that. Like, that's okay. If you just want to show them your coffee cup, wake up, drink coffee, shit, and be awesome, then do that. Like, that's the point I feel like a lot of us have reached, and that's the point that I want a lot of people to keep in mind with this whole creative journey that a lot of us are going on and stuff like that. Maintain your creative expression, your freedom of creative expression, because that is what, at least for me, allows me to tap into, like, some of my deepest kind of roots of creativity and fearlessly pull them out and not be afraid to just, like, do that stuff, you know, just be creative, have fun, play around with it, and let that be what it is. Oftentimes when I'm doing that, that's literally when I end up somehow finding some of the best videos or things to talk about, or, you know, whatever it may be. So yeah, I hope that a lot of that makes sense. We're coming up on 15 minutes, so I'm going to cut this off because it's going to get a little bit lengthy. But yeah, I think that's what a lot of us are feeling. And I just want to give another big thank you to Chris and Luis, and Chris and Luis in particular, for spearheading a lot of this. I don't feel like you guys quite realize the gravity of what you've done for a lot of people with that. But I can definitely say thanks a bunch for it, guys. It's a huge, huge, huge helping hand, and you have no idea how much of a difference that makes in someone's creative journey. So hats off to y'all. And to the rest of the community, thank you guys so much for just being awesome. Like, so many of you guys are so cool. I love watching your videos, and I love getting a chance to meet each one of you individually, see all of your different personality quirks and, you know, your mannerisms and stuff like that. I'm a very observant person, as outgoing and as crazy as I can be in some of my vlogs and stuff like that. When the camera's off, I'm very self-observant of myself, and I'm very observant of other people. So it's been very entertaining for me to meet all you guys and just like try and get to know you through your vlogs and through your cameras and stuff like that. So please don't stop tagging me. Please don't stop commenting on my stuff and, you know, connecting with that, because I love being able to explore and just connect with more of you guys. Like, it's just such a dope thing to experience. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that is totally it. And if it's not something that you feel like is your experience, make a video back for me, because I'm curious to feel like what you're feeling in this kind of like new wave of vlogging and stuff like that that I feel like is spreading very quickly on YouTube. But that's all, folks. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching. Thanks so much for making it this far in the video. If you did, if you feel so inclined, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Stay tuned for future videos. There's plenty of room for all of us in my little corner of the internet. So with that, I will bid you all adieu. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.